Now remember, in number 1, they want you to tell me which one of these is an equation. An equation has an equal sign, and the only one that has an equal sign is choice number 4. In number 2, they want to know the greatest common factor of the expression. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this as 3m squared. I'm going to write it 3 times m times m times n. I broke this down into 2 factors. Okay. Here I did n squared, so I'm doing n times n. Then in the next line, I broke up 12 into 4 times 3. Okay. So 3 times m times n is the same as m squared and n. 4 times 3 is 12, m, and then n times n is n squared. Notice how in this one there's a 3, this one there's a 3. There's an m, there's an m, in this one there's an n, and there's an n. So therefore the greatest common factor is 3mn, choice number 3. In number 3, they're talking about Jeremy hosting a Halloween party. The key phrase here is the phrase at least. Remember, at least, when read from left to right, is greater than or equal to. At most is less than or equal to. Okay, so what we could do here is with at least we want greater than, so we could cross off this one and we can cross off this one. We're stuck between 1 and 3. Now, if they're asking you how many bags at C Jeremy will need to buy, well, plug a number in for this. Pretend it's 5. Okay, so if you had 5 bags and they contain 18 each, what would you do to find the total number of candies? You would probably do 5 times 18. Okay, so 18 times 5, well, we called that 5 when it was C, so it's the same as saying C times 18 or 18C. Choice number 1. And number 4, which one regarding bias sampling is false? Number 1 is true regarding bias. Bias is the tendency to favor one group of a survey. Number 3, the fact that they're handing it to every third person is actually creating a fair survey. This is what avoids the bias. So unfortunately, this one is the false one. Choice number 3. Number 6, they're asking you to find the equation of a line that passes through the point -2, -8, has a slope of 3. So what we're going to do is use the point slope formula. I'm going to plug my slope in for m. I am going to plug my x value of -2 in this location. And I am going to plug in my y value of -8 in this location. Remember to simplify the double sign before you distribute. Y plus 8 and 3 times x plus 2. So now if I distribute, I get 3x plus 6. I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. You get 3x minus 2. This is choice number 1. Number 5, which relation is not a function? Remember, a relation that has repeated x values is not a function, so I'm looking for which of these choices has duplicate x values. If you notice, choice number 4 says 2 pairs with 2, and 2 also pairs with -2. Not a function. And number 7, they want you to find the area of the shaded region. We know that the length of a side of the square is 6. That means the radius is 3. Okay, so what we're going to do to find the area of the shaded region is going to be the area of the square minus the area of the semicircle. The area of the entire square is going to be 6 times 6. And the area of the semicircle, well, that's pi r squared, but I have to divide that answer by 2 because it's a semicircle. Okay, so my radius, like I said, is 3 because that's half of this diameter. So I am going to do 3 squared. Okay. Eventually I have to divide that by 2. So I get 9 pi, but divided that by 2, I get 4.5 pi. 6 times 6 is 36. 36 minus 4.5 pi. Choice number 2.